Supported by Ben Television, Sky 182, DJA Media, and Phoenix Global Media.
DeVito! Is that you, blood? DeVito, is that you?
Holla to Ben TV, representing live in the UK and beyond.
Yes, people, this is your dub master Raskobono in a London city with Ben TV. Boom.
Hello, everyone. This is your boy Akbar Rao. They're coming out with too much swag and too much anointing. I make people to laugh for a living. You understand? Still on the matter. Keep watching Ben TV. Don't touch that. Die. Now my face be this.
This is Ben Television. My name is Kayode Ogundamisi. It's your program, Politics with KO. Thursdays on this channel, Sky 182.
Good evening, you're welcome to Ben TV. My name is Kayode Ogundamisi, and it's your program, Politics with KO. And as usual, every Thursday, 8 p.m., we're live on Ben Television. It's your show, and we're going straight tonight to talk about Nigeria's ruling party, PDP, at the federal level. The People's Democratic Party was established and took over the reins of government from the military administration way back, and they've been in power at the federal level. And people have been asking, is Nigeria a one-party state? And on this program, of course, people have been accusing us of being pro-opposition, and we truly challenge to the PDP representatives in the UK and say to them, you need to come on Ben TV and on Politics with KO to just tell us about your party. So we're honored tonight that we're going to have the chairman of the PDP in the UK, who is Otumba Yomi Fakorede. He's going to join us later in the program. Well, I'm happy to tell you that we have in the studio too, Sarah Ibrahim. She is the woman leader PDP in the UK. And we also have the youth leader in the PDP in the UK, who is Kayode Obembe. So they're going to tell us about what PDP really truly represents. And of course, they will also be having that conversation with you viewers at home. Before I go into tonight's topic, which is focused on the PDP, did anyone see the program that was being run in the UK about the atrocities, the alleged atrocities being committed by Nigerian military men? It was horrible to watch the UK channel and see that our soldiers are allegedly said to be involved in war crimes. And we, on this program, think the federal government of Nigeria should not just dismiss those allegations. They need to investigate these various clips coming into the international media about some minority elements of our brave men and women using the Boko Haram method to actually fight terrorism. It doesn't speak well for our nation. So we hope President Jonathan, who is the commander-in-chief, is going to look seriously into this. And we also call on General Olukolade to stop dismissing this as just the ranks of enemies of Nigeria, but to seriously look at these vicious clips coming out of northern Nigeria. We cannot thank our military men enough for all they do for our country, but we need to hold those minorities accountable for what the atrocities they are committing. And it is not a reflection of the majority of our military men who are serving our country and who are risking their lives for Nigeria. So first, straight into the topic, I want to welcome Sarah Ibrahim and Kayode Obembe to Politics with KO. We are from the PDP. First, let me start with Ms. Sarah Ibrahim. So you are the women leader in the UK. Tell me, why PDP? Why did you join PDP?
The reason why I chose to join PDP is because PDP is for the people, and as you can hear the slogan, PDP power to the people, and I've joined PDP nearly over 10 years now, and I remain loyal to PDP.
Okay, you're the woman leader in the UK. Would you say that enough women in the UK, you live here in the UK, would you say enough people, enough women in the UK are streaming towards the PDP as a party, as a political party in the diaspora?
Yes, I can say say that PDP women in the UK are joining PDP because of our ideology, what we have. In terms of the gender inequality, equality policy, this present government has done tremendously well.
Inclusion.
Yeah, because it has promoted women through awareness, empowering women politically, socially, and economically.
Okay, let me stop you there. Let me bring in Kayode Bembe. Now, you represent PDP youth in diaspora, and you're the PDP youth leader in the UK. Now, in the UK, we have more than 1 million Nigerians, and would you say the PDP is a party that attracts youth and young people in the UK? What's the strength of your followers in the UK?
Thank you for having me on your show. It's a pleasure. My name is Johnson Kayode Bembe, and as the national youth leader for the party in the diaspora, we are doing a lot of things. Literally, we're doing a lot of movements within the youth. We're doing a lot of membership growth, awareness, trying to, get a lot of the youth, Nigerian youth nowadays, to understand how they can actually add value, to the country, not just economically, but with their skills. A lot of youth who have actually, my hate set, who have been in this country for a very, very long time. They've learned in the British way, the culture is still there. There's an adequate interest within their home country still being there. So I think it's high time we are involved, we get ourselves involved socially, bring those values, those good qualities we've learned from this country, not just being in the UK, the English-based system, which can really empower us.
Okay, why PDP though? Why not the other political parties? Why not APC? Why not Labour Party? Why should the youth in the UK who are Nigerians, who are interested in politics in Nigeria, why should they prefer PDP to, say, the other parties in Nigeria?
Thank you. That's a question I actually get asked in my role as the youth leader every day. Why PDP? Obviously, PDP is a conservative, slightly right-wing on the spectrum of politics, if you understand. And their morals and what the party actually stands for in terms of, not just gender equalities, as my woman leader said, but providing, working really hard to increase, the economy, the growth of the economy of the country, the inclusion of youth, the inclusion of women, not just the same old Nigerian politics. There's new innovation system within the country, which they're actually bringing into.
Okay, let me cut you there. I've got the women leaders. I've got Dipo Awojide has just said on Twitter. Now, please, Ogunba, say it would be interesting to ask the women leader, what is the main ideology of the PDP? Let me add, what is the main ideology of the PDP as it relates to women?
The ideology is inclusion, as my youth leader has rightly said.
Yeah.
Before, there are no enough women in politics.
Okay.
But with this present government, we can see that now we have more appointed female ministers.
Okay.
And they're doing very, very well.
Okay.
We have also special advisors to the president who are doing perfectly well. And don't forget, I think that the president has gotten the feel that women are the perfect role model.
Okay. Let me ask you this: the women in Nigeria, would you say the women in President Jonathan's cabinet, who is a PDP government, there's some that have been indicted for corruption? You have Alice in Madueke, She's a woman. There's corruption allegations hanging around her head. You have the former aviation minister. She's got corruption cases hanging her head around her neck. There are questions being asked. You have the Minister of Finance, who is a woman, beg your pardon, and there's still question of money missing. Would you say, apart from empowering women, that the women in government are not as clean as the men, so to say? Do you agree to that assertion?
Oh, well, in every sect, you definitely have the good and the bad.
Okay.
And if you look at the number I've just given you, you can see it's only about 3 of them that you just mentioned. So overall, the remaining women are doing perfectly well.
Okay. All right. Okay, let me bring in the youth leader here. Now, you talk about youth involvement. How would you say the youth Jonathan has empowered, or PDP, let me say, because it's not about Jonathan, how would you say PDP has empowered the youth, of Nigeria since taking over power since Obasanjo took over till date? Would you say the youth in Nigeria are better off under PDP than they were before even we got into civilian administration? Now, bear in mind the recent deaths as a result of people looking for jobs and dying in the National Assembly under a bogus employment scam under this PDP administration. How would you?
What I would do in terms of to answer that question? I follow Nigerian news very, very closely, even though I'm based in the UK down here. In terms of job opportunity, job creation, there was a stat which I actually read in today, especially on the job front. There's more sort of development in terms of new opportunities, new job creations, foreign investment coming in, especially within the EPC side of things. I work for a company called EnergyNet here in the UK, who provide literally strategic opportunity for investors, foreign investors, Chinese investors, into different sectors within the power and infrastructure sector industry. And Nigerian is actually one of our toppest market, if you like, which that's one of the reasons why I actually, joined our company. Now, to answer your question, in the power and infrastructure sector alone, the amount of job creation which is actually going on, especially within the power sector, is huge. And you can you can quote me on this, 35%. 35% of the latest job creation is actually gone to youth who have actually graduated within the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay, and in the context of the fact that you had immigration authorities advertising for a job that is less than 1,000 and almost 1-point-something million youth are turning up for that job, how does that reflect to the what you've just told us now in terms of more youth unemployment?
Absolutely. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Okay.
And this is what PDP are really working. The government are really working efficiently to create opportunities. Hence, of the Obama care that actually went on within last week, meeting foreign leaders, how American can actually do more. GE, General Electric, are actually investing quite a lot of money, billions, into Nigeria because the potential is there. We are roughly 177 million population, and 50% of that population is between the age of 35 to 10, I think age 10, and now, between 10 to 35, that's the 50% of our population. Rome is not built in a day. We are making good drive into building new opportunities created in Nigeria.
Okay, let me, Ms. Sarah, with the PDP and the issue of empowering women, how do you describe under a PDP government with the crisis in the north with insecurity? It's affecting mainly women. You've got girls kidnapped. You've got women who are going to be mourning their kids who are killed. You've got women in that part of the country who are going to be disappointed that they've not been given a protection. So protection by the PDP government, the federal government, who is primarily responsible for security in the country. Would you still insist that the PDP is still the answer to all this problem in the country, as well as it affects women's security?
Yes, you know, with the insurgency in Nigeria, we all know that it is not just a Nigerian problem alone.
Yeah.
It is a global issue.
Absolutely.
And Syria now is undergoing the same problem. And with the present administration, the government is doing its best
Okay.
to ensure security. It has provided the military with equipment, and it is sad though that such thing, being a northerner myself, that these Chibok girls were kidnapped, and till today they are not found. But the government is trying hard to ensure that there is security in the country. And people keep complaining that, you know, why is Jonathan not doing enough to bring back
the
our
girls.
Chibok girls? But to me, I see that he is doing more than enough.
Okay.
And it is not just his own issue. We cannot be pointing finger at our president alone. It is a collective responsibility.
Absolutely.
All of us should go out there. Like I was watching a few months ago when the women were protesting. I said, we are sitting down here, some of us, and we are not doing anything. It's like you watching football. When you are sitting on that chair, you see the players playing. You keep saying, "Oh, we should have, you know, started the ball."
So everybody is a coach.
So all of us, we have to put our all hands on deck.
Okay, I'm going to push you on that. So what specifically can people do? What can people do differently in terms of, apart from commenting, you know, how would you want them to do it differently?
Yes, everybody should go and you know, maybe we have different approaches, different ideas, different method or whatever it is. We can brainstorm and see how we can, you know, eradicate.
Okay.
Minimize or even eradicate this insurgency in Nigeria. Because it's not a difficult, I mean, it is a very, very difficult situation.
Okay, we wanted to come in.
To add to that point, again, on what my woman leader have actually said, it's a Nigerian problem, you know, it's a global problem. And the people which actually this community is being affected, or, you know, the people who are actually committing this atrocity, you know, their family knows them, you know, the community knows them. This is why information, you know, the intelligence that is available to the military, I wouldn't say it's that sophisticated comparison to our Western countries which we are in. So it's a total inclusion, you know. Everyone needs to come on board and literally let's eradicate this cancer.
So if I get you clearly now, you're saying that the community are not doing well enough in terms of providing information to the military.
I don't think that support has been there.
Okay, I've got Dan. Dan has sent in a text message, and Dan, thanks for sending this text. It says, Dan from London says, things are still the same since 1999 when PDP took over. They've just been killing our people unjustly. That's done. We want to strive in leaps and bounds by setting an agenda for modern contemporary Nigeria. Anyway, Dan is saying that things have not gone better for the people of Nigeria since 1999. I know you're going to disagree with that. We're going to throw the phone lines open so that you can have a conversation with the PDP women leader in the UK and the youth leader before we bring in the chairman of the PDP in the UK. Let me take you on here. It's comparing 1999 to 2014 is too long a learning curve for one party to change Nigeria. For how long are we going to give the ruling party a chance to move Nigeria forward?
That's for you. That's a question for me. Again, I would say Rome isn't built in a day.
Okay.
We are making adequate progress. There has been some successful stories within Nigeria. So
can you let us have those success stories?
Take an example. Our current GPD evaluation, GPD evaluation of the Africa. We're not the biggest economy in Africa. You know, that hasn't just taken a day to make. It's taken years of adequate work to, you know, the telecom. 15 years ago, let me give an example. In my thinking, there wasn't a proper telecommunication system in Nigeria. There wasn't, the infrastructures were actually, they're still bad, but there are major construction works going on in Nigeria. So we made leadway.
Okay, I think we've got a phone, we've got a caller on the line. I'm not sure if we still have him there, but we've got a caller on the line. Hello, good evening. If you're there, can you tell us your name, where you're calling from, and then go straight and make your contribution?
Are you hearing me? Hello?
If we've got the caller on the line, can you please go straight and make your contribution? Okay, I think we might have lost our caller there. It's quite interesting. Hello.
Hello, are you hearing me?
Hello.
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 Yeah, can you speak louder a bit, please? I can hear you slightly. Where are you calling from and what's your name?
Are you hearing me now?
Sorry?
Are you hearing me now?
Okay, I think we're going to, we can't hear that caller.
Hello,
okay,
hello.
Interestingly, we've got people on the line who want to talk about the issue of the PDP, and on social media there's been a lot of fire. Someone says, Carol says, ideology. What ideology can you say PDP has got? Quite a lot of people do not believe that there is an ideology that can be attached to the PDP. Now, let me ask you again, as the women leader, do you think the PDP and the APC and all these parties, don't you think they are just all one and the same in terms of, there are no difference in terms of ideology?
Well, I would say that we have the original, and then I think copied by the APC.
Okay.
So definitely we have our own ideology.
Yeah.
PDP has its own ideology, and we are sticking to this ideology.
Okay.
And that is why we are a great party.
Okay. I think we've got another caller on the line. If we can hear you, maybe we need to, we are the one who need to turn on the volume of our... Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Carol. Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Uzoma. I'm calling from...
Hello, Uzoma. Uzoma, go ahead with your question, please.
Yes, I don't have any question. I only want to make a contribution.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yes, the PDP government, as far as we are concerned, they are doing their best.
Okay.
Because people are only trying to sabotage the effort of the president.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Kayode, if Buhari was to be there, you wouldn't hear this issue of Boko Haram here and there.
Okay.
Because they have sworn that they will make the seat uncomfortable for him.
Okay.
He is doing the best. Even the Boko Haram is no match to the Nigerian military.
Okay.
Now, the savior of Boko Haram today, as I'm talking to you, as somebody who is in security, is because of those girls with them. If those girls are not with them, then they will see fire. The issue of Boko Haram would have been ended. If Goodluck Jonathan now should go in and utilize every power available, and those girls are killed in the process, people will start blaming him the more.
Okay. Let me push that question straight to Sarah, who is in the studio. Do you believe that the reason we have Boko Haram is because somebody from the north is not a president? You're a PDP member. It would be interesting to hear your take on that. Is it true that the reason we have Boko Haram is because, for example, Buhari is not the president of Nigeria, so the north is making Nigeria ungovernable? Do you share that ideology with one of the callers now? Or is that the general belief within the PDP?
I would not say it's a general belief, but it is what my northern leader, that is General Buhari, said.
Okay.
You know, that is his, I quote him, he was the one that said that if he does not become the president of Nigeria, he will make this present government ungovernable. So, and we can clearly, it is crystal clear that all these things that are happening in the north, well, some people
think he's responsible.
They would think that he's responsible.
Okay, now let me quickly bring in before we take the next caller. So if Buhari is the one responsible for all the crisis in Nigeria, someone was voted as a commander-in-chief. Should he not resign if he cannot arrest Buhari, take him to court? If the PDP cannot arrest people who are causing crisis in Nigeria, why should we continue to entrust Nigeria in the hands of your leader, the president? Or is it not the duty of the commander-in-chief to arrest culprits who, quote and unquote, trying to make the country ungovernable?
No, it's actually, obviously, I appreciate that question. And thank you for the call as well for making up, that point. That is a very, dignified point. Okay. To answer your question, personally, I've not heard or, seen the interview or a quote that, so what's his name?
The quote being credited to
Buhari actually said, being quoted to him. So I will not really justify or answer that question.
So you've not had Buhari make that statement?
Not at all. Okay. So if I have done or read a quote, then I could have made a more dignified, point or answer that question. However, I will not actually pinpoint. Again, this problem, this cancer, it's a Nigerian problem. Okay. It's not a northern problem. It's not an Hausa problem. It's not an Igbo problem. It's not a Yoruba problem. It's a Nigerian problem, and it's a global problem, because guess what? It's affecting our neighboring countries, the likes of Cameroon, the likes of Mali are having this same issue. Okay. So.
Okay. Let's take this call. When we finish with this caller, we are going to bring in the national chairman of the PDP in the UK, and we're going to be asking him very deep questions about his party. We've been very lenient with the national women leader because we've been told to treat our women gently, isn't it? And the youth leader. We want to both thank you for coming on the program. Let's take this caller before you go. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Coyote.
Good evening. Where are you calling from, please, and what's your name?
My name is Remy. I'm calling from London.
All right, go ahead, please.
Yeah, my contribution is very simple.
Okay.
Yeah, the issue of Boko Haram and that of Buhari and with Jonathan as the president is a global issue.
Okay.
It's a Nigerian issue. Boko Haram case in Nigeria is not an isolated one.
Okay.
Internationally, you can see the activities of the allies of Boko Haram.
Okay, you said PDP is an ally of Boko Haram.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And the rest of it, so we're not talking about what. Yeah, what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to make is, whether anybody is trying to make the place ungovernable for Jonathan or not, he should continue with what he's doing. They are only disturbing themselves. Whoever has hand in the issue of Boko Haram in Nigeria, if the person is also a Nigerian, the person is just destroying himself. Whoever, Jonathan will continue to rule the country the way God has ordained him to. Okay. And if anybody in this world still believe in using people to destroy or disturb the activities of governance in Nigeria, that person is wasting his time.
Okay, I want to thank you for calling, because we need to go and then we tell our viewers, please don't go away. Now, this is interesting. The PDP has accused, main characters within the PDP has accused the APC of being behind Boko Haram. In fact, most APC members are alleged to be Boko Haram affiliates. To the extent that Bunu Sheriff Amodu, the former governor of Borno State, was accused of being the brain behind Boko Haram. Suddenly, he joined the PDP and is now a saint. He's no longer a sponsor of Boko Haram. Interestingly, we also have the former governor of Kano State, Shekarau, or is it Shekau? I mixed them up. Shekarau, who was an APC member, and there's been allegations of him being a sponsor of Boko Haram. Guess what? He has joined the PDP those allegations have gone down. But more interestingly, there was this photograph flying all over the internet when Mr. Shekau contested to be president of Nigeria, showing him publicly burning materials that were described as unfit, immoral, and pornography. The questions we kept asking was, why should a state governor, a sitting state governor, start burning books publicly when you have laws, you have institutions that should be taking care of that? Well, Mr. Shekau's officials denied that he ever took part in the burning. We had the opportunity of meeting Mr. Shekau at an event organized by Ben TV, and for the first time ever, someone asked Mr. Shekau about the event. For those who have been denying that those photographs were fake, for those who have been saying they were photoshopped, you get an answer from Shekau himself at the Ben TV event. First from Politics with KO, it's an exclusive. Don't go away. By the time we come back, we'll have the PDP national chairman in the UK. But exclusive from Politics with KO, Mr. Shekau now gave us an answer as to whether he burnt books publicly or he did not. My producer, Victor, is going to play that clip for us. And when we come back, we have the PDP national chairman on this program.
As governor of Kano State, you publicly burnt reading materials, terming them immoral. You were in the presence of the late Emir of Kano, so rest in peace. And I just want you to confirm why you did that. The second question is, you made allusion to the fact that English and maths, that some students got 6 credits, so because they did English and maths, they made progress. If English and maths is a prerequisite to get admission in the university, or the prerequisite to get employed, do you still maintain your position that WIAC is wrong to use English and maths as a basis of judging whether a student makes a good qualification?
Thank you.
Mary, I've got a question for you, please. You came and made a presentation about how Nigerians should be patriotic, which is nice, and we also know that even those who do not agree with the government want an alternative for the country. But your organization has not come across as being unbiased, and it doesn't come across as an agency that is independent of the presidency. What effort are you going to make, knowing that Nigerians have access to information through social media and whatever? What access are you going to make yourself more independent of the government of Nigeria, rather than what we have now?
In the house, these were becoming on the shelves in the market, and were leading to total moral decadence within our society. And since punishment and reward from my background as a teacher need to be public in certain cases, because punishment is meant to serve as a deterrent. If you are not aware of action A or B is an offense, you probably have the chances of committing misactions. So we made it public that under no circumstances shall we tolerate the selling or selling in the market pornographic materials, films, and all other things that will lead to failure in conduct and behavior of children. And this is why we brought in the traditional institution, the symbol and custodian of our culture and our attitude. We publicly brought those materials and let the world know that what we did the materials you read, the story you read, conveyed exactly what materials were, that's a different story. Or just finish talking of the media deciding to write what they like. Wrong information. I'm happy with that. Secondly, and more important, I'm happy you raised this because some others would have gone away with the wrong impression. I never can never say why it was wrong. You see, I never said what I did was wrong. I'm trying to explain what the media tried to portray as wrong impression. Or what I have given you, what I gave out, was given me before it was released. My ministry supervises Waheg. There's no way Waheg will release those things without us knowing the truth. So I have all the details. The simple explanation I made for you and other Nigerians to understand is that the 70% that the media gave the impression that all these 70% of those who sat for Waheg are all failures. That was the impression. Am I right? The headlines were 70% of Nigerians or children that sat for Waheg have all failed. What is wrong? By April 2nd, as an examiner, I know the required of entry into university. 5 credits, including math and English. And as a mathematics teacher, I will do everything possible and go to any level to see that students get credit in mathematics and in English because it's the medium of communication. And mathematics, we say, is the queen of sciences. Without mathematics, the sciences will not be there. So you can see the rationale. It's not just for the beauty of English, yes, because it's the medium of communication. If you don't have the best results or good results in English, then that means you will not catch up with the rest of the subjects. Same thing if you don't have mathematics, and mathematics is even beyond the sciences, it's virtually in all subjects. So please get me right. So that you don't make new headlines tomorrow. That the minister has come to London and said Waheg was wrong. No, what Waheg released was perfectly correct. You see, Waheg is giving information. It's not for you to interpret.
A focus on PDP Nigeria. Let me read this text message from Dean Ego. Dean Ego says the Nigerian economy has improved slightly under the platform and leadership of the PDP, but more work needs to be done in the foreign exchange market, and that is a text message. We've got another text message. I think this is from Northampton, Wale Balogun. Wale Balogun is saying, kudos for this wonderful job. I would like to implore your guests to put aside their party cap and sincerely tell us if PDP actually has the capacity to take Nigeria forward. Secondly, PDP has failed the country. Nothing works in Nigeria. No institution that you could point to. Is it the security, power, or other strata of governance? PDP has failed Nigeria. That's Wale Balogun from Northampton. And luckily, we have Otumba Yomi Fakorede is the national chairman of the PDP in the UK. You're welcome to Politics with KO. What will you tell Wale Balogun? It feels PDP has failed the country. Nothing seems to be working. And your party should just move away and give other parties a chance to move Nigeria forward.
I strongly disagree with that. PDP over the last few years, to start with, have set a foundation for a democratic process. That is starting from the basics now. I'm taking you back to the basics.
Okay.
When you look at Nigeria, Nigeria has suffered from several military incursions, as a result of which our polity was abused, bastardized, bruised and battered by military incursions. So now what I'm trying to say here is the destruction occurred over a period of years. PDP is now trying to repair that destruction.
Okay, so let me quickly come in there. 1999,
yes,
2014. I mean, for how long is it going to take to put things right in our country? I know the military has bastardized the institutions, but it's been a one party since 1999 till date.
To be honest with you, a lot is happening. To start with, when you look at it, in the economic sector, we have overtaken South Africa as the largest economy in Africa. That is a huge plus on the part of PDP and a bonus for Nigeria. So we've tried in that sector. We've done very well on that. And again, when you look at the politics of the political system, again, the democratic process, PDP is the only administration that has been able to provide a stable and sustainable democratic process. PDP administration is the first administration to hand over successfully from one civilian government to the other. Now, this is a process. What took several years to damage, to destroy, cannot be repaired overnight. We are doing very well. The economy is not doing badly, as someone said.
The economy is not doing badly. Let's now look at the issue of corruption. Your new member, Ribadu, the latest member of the PDP, described your party as one of the most corrupt party on the continent of Africa. In fact, he described the party as a punishment on Nigerians. That seems to contrast. So on corruption, would you still rate, or anti-corruption, would you rate PDP as fighting, on the federal level, as fighting corruption with all the seriousness that it takes?
In terms of corruption and anti-corruption, the name Ribadu is synonymous with anti-corruption. He is widely acclaimed to be a fervent antagonist of corruption. A lot of Nigerians attest to that. For him to have come now to join PDP, it tells you, it gives the signal, sends a message out that PDP is doing something right. PDP is the only institution that has set up a watchdog to watch over it in terms of EFCC.
So when Ribadu was making this statement and he described PDP as a mess of, as very corrupt, in these past few weeks he regrets the statement, or he thinks PDP is doing something that will change his opinion. Is that what you're trying to put across?
He must have seen the light, and he must have come to terms with the fact that PDP is doing its best. And I will believe that, like what I was saying, the results are beginning to show. The results of PDP administration are beginning to manifest themselves.
Okay, let's move away from Ribadu. Let us bring your attention to another Nigerian, very well respected, Professor Wole Soyinka. Professor Wole Soyinka, for viewers, international viewers, a Nobel laureate and quite respected. He described the PDP, the ruling party, as a nest of killers. You know, there is a party that represents extrajudicial murder, going after opponents and getting rid of opponents. Would you say Professor Soyinka is wrong, or do you agree with his assertion that the PDP has not done well in terms of keeping opponents alive? And this is Wole Soyinka's quote. I think he made this after the after the murder of Bola Ige.
That is utterly wrong. And talking about the murder of Bola Ige, to date, nobody has been brought to justice. And it has not been established. There is no evidence whatsoever to point accusing finger at anybody or anybody. The only person that knows who killed Bola Ige is the person who pulled the trigger. And until that person is brought to justice, it will remain a matter of speculation
Okay.
And you know the normal rhetoric is innocent
until proven guilty. Now, let us talk about your party in the UK. You're the national chairman of the PDP in the UK. Correct. Is it widely accepted amongst Nigerians in the UK? Are you able to attract Nigerians of like minds who share in the ideology of the PDP? Are you able to attract them?
Yes, we have a wide followership, but to give you a better insight, I will quickly run you through the concept, the idea why PDP UK chapter was established.
Okay.
After inception in 1998, our leaders, in their wisdom, felt the need for an all-inclusive involvement in nation building. Like I said, Nigeria had suffered a lot from military incursion, and we are coming together now to rebuild the nation. And you know, over the years, when all this was happening, a lot of Nigerians had scattered over the world, all around the world. We had this brain drain of the 80s, when a lot of manpower and intellect was exported outside of Nigeria, to the extent that we have now formed a large population to warrant official attention. So PDP UK chapter was formed with the idea of getting people involved in the political process.
And what's the reaction? Are people...
People are reacting fine. We have a large followership, like I said. And I will tell you, through our concerted efforts, we have been able to get people involved at various levels of governance in Nigeria.
We're going to take phone calls now. I think we have a caller on the line. Hello, good evening. You're welcome to Politics with K. But if you just stand by, because I want Otumba to take this question on. If PDP is doing so well in security, the economy, why do we have almost 6,000 Nigerians? This is a quote from the president. Almost 6,000 Nigerians have died under the insurgency, under the watch of the PDP at the federal level. That is the president's quote. Amnesty International insists more than 8,000 Nigerians have been killed since 1999 till date. Over 270 girls are missing. And we sit here and say, we are trying. So what would happen if the PDP were not to be trying? Is it that we would have 60,000 killed and more than 1,000 girls missing? The facts on the ground does not seem to go with the presentation you're making in terms of the achievement of the PDP, especially on security.
Right. To start with, it is widely accepted that what is going on, i.e. in terms of terrorism, is a global phenomenon.
Okay.
It is not a Nigerian problem alone. It is not peculiar to Nigeria alone. The government is trying its best. We are not just sleeping. Recently, the federal government established an organization to support, empower, and protect local communities from these insurgencies. Aside from that, security is everybody's business. It is not just a PDP affair. And the unfortunate part, the most painful aspect of it is that it's been politicized. This should not be a matter for PDP or APC or anybody. This is a situation where we all have to come together to work together. It's a common interest. We have a common enemy. PDP or not, we have to come together to fight that common enemy.
Okay, I think we've got a caller now, if he's still there. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. My name is Dipo.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. My name is Dipo. Can you hear me?
I can hardly hear you. I'm so sorry. But if you could still... good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, we're having problems with today's phone line, and the phone line has been going really... can you... Go ahead. Is that Dipo you say?
Yes, this is Dipo. I'm just going to say it is quite unfortunate that the PDP youth leader in the UK, the PDP women leader in the UK, and the PDP chairman in the UK cannot clearly identify and discuss the ideologies of their party. The chairman hasn't said anything about security, hasn't said anything tangible about jobs, hasn't said anything tangible about equality and social justice in Nigeria. Why are we tagging our own problems with the problems of the world? Why not face our own country and face our own situation? Could you just ask them again to clarify on the ideologies of the PDP? What does the PDP have to offer Nigerians in 2015? This is not being critical or being antagonistic. We just want to know what the PDP has to offer Nigerians. Thank you.
The question straight is saying that, look, this is not about people being antagonistic to PDP. What do your party, what does it stand for? What do you really have for Nigerians, especially since 1999 till date? Why should people believe in the party? What are we going to get that is different from what we have now?
To start with, what does PDP stand for? PDP was formed on the 28th of July, 1998, when a group of leaders with a collective conscience, leaders of like mind, they came together with a view to form an institution that is conducive to nation building, national unity, and peace.
Okay.
Like I said, after several years of military rule. Working along those lines, like I said earlier on, the economy has improved vastly. In terms of security, again, as I said, it's a global phenomenon, and there's something that the whole world has come together to recognize.
Okay, let me take you on this because I think we've got less than 5 minutes to go. In terms of relating with the APC in the UK or other political parties, do you guys meet each other? Do you talk? Are there places where you find a common cause, where you agree on things, with other parties within the UK? As your remit as a national chairman, do you relate with other political parties in the UK?
We do engage in debates, lectures, seminars, symposia, just to exchange views and opinions and ideas, bearing in mind ideology is different, concept is different. When you look at PDP is a more stable political party. They are talking about APC. They are not even yet firmly established. And that is the problem with all these opposition parties. Over the years, you will see that they are just jumping from pillar to post. APC now is full of PDP rejects.
But APC would also argue that PDP is getting a lot of APC.
Not as much. I call APC.
You have Fanekayode, you have Shekarau, you have...
see, what is happening with APC is that you have a group of strange bedfellows banding together, jumping into bed together to form an alliance. I call it an association of political prostitutes, because that is what it is.
But the feedback we're getting on the social media is that Nigerians don't see the difference between APC and PDP, that you're just side of the same coin, one side of the same coin, really.
The difference is PDP has always been PDP. Stable, consistent, and established. That is the difference. We have never had a situation where PDP goes to form another name. On today, it's going to be AD, AC, ACN, APC, ANPP. PDP has always been PDP.
So are you confident that in 2015, at the federal level at least, we're going to have a PDP government? Anyway, we've got to go now because time is seriously against us. I want to thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
I hope we're going to have you, and we're going to have the APC representative here at some point,
that would be nice.
And then we'll have a proper debate.
I'll be looking forward to that.
Viewers, thank you for staying faithful to us. We still call on the APC representatives in the UK. You need to come on Politics with KO so that we can have a balanced program and hear your own side of the story. We want to thank Victor, my producer tonight, who has been wonderful, Toby, and then Ngozi Girl. We're going to be with you next Thursday. My name is Kayode Ogundamisi. The show is Politics with KO, always here for you. Good night, God bless you, and God bless Nigeria.
There can be many challenges in sending money abroad. From getting to an agent and completing paperwork, to poor exchange rates with high transaction fees. At NetMoney, our unique Visa card-to-card money transfer account makes it cheaper, easier and safer than ever before to send money anywhere, worldwide, anytime. For a fixed low fee of £2 and the best exchange rates available, you can send money instantly wherever you are, online, by SMS or by phone. Your account gives you full control and visibility right up to the point of withdrawal at any Visa